Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different in terms of the format of the video. I'm going to be demonstrating how to deflask, and you're going to do some voiceover in certain parts as well. So right here, as you can see, I have a flask in a plastic bottle. This is from Tropical Exotics, and yeah, it's great because it's very light, easy to travel, doesn't break when you take it overseas. So what I have in front of me is Taprobania spatulata. This used to be a Vanda, and I'm still related to the Vanda. And this thing can be hybridized with Papilionentes, which is very exciting. It grows like a Papilionente. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So for me, first of all, we get water because I like to rinse the plants. All right, so that's too much water. I'm going to put a bit less here. Okay, so we're going to have 2 tubs of water. Before that, we're going to cut the bottle here and then put in some bactericide, basically liquid copper, and then give it a dip and pour it in here. So we're going to first cut the bottle. All right, so I like to cut here. So I'm using shears from Cut Above, which is great, and cut so easy. And I prefer plastic bottles because it is less dangerous than glass. All this glass shatters and splinters and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay. I'm going to try and pull this back. Ta-da! Okay, like so. I'm going to add in a little bit of liquid copper. Just a touch. And pour in the water. And you can do whichever way you like. There's no hard and fast rule. Basically, the liquid copper is to just sterilize the plants in case they get any fungal bacteria that's inside here. So yeah, trusty chopsticks. The agar's not too hard, which is actually very good. Done. Now, if you don't know how to use chopsticks, it's okay. You can get tweezers, you can use your hands. I like to use chopsticks. Okay, I like to wash, pick them out, and move them here. Second wash. Discard. I like chopsticks because as you swivel them, you can dislodge the agar, dislodge some dead plant material, and there. So these plants are beautiful. Look at how well formed they are. Every single one of them are whole plants, and they should do well. And I am aiming for almost 90% survival. So what we're going to do now is just lay them out on the table. You can pick out some of the dead leaves, okay, if you have the patience. I sometimes don't, yeah, I'll be honest with you. And yeah. Some people also like to trim the roots that are dead. Generally, don't do that, because when the roots do dry up or do rot away, yeah, it'll just disintegrate. I don't count the plants. I should count, but never mind. Just doing an inspection of the plants, a general inspection. Like whatever I can peel off, I would peel off. For those of you who may not have such skinny fingers, maybe you want to use some tweezers. Yeah, nice. The entire flask has got beautiful plants, very high quality, which is great. Sometimes the plants from the inside the flask aren't that well formed, but this one, every single one is well formed. I'm so happy. Okay, done. So what's next? So actually it's very simple. Once you got all this, alright, I'm gonna just push it aside. I have these cut out Coke bottles or any soft drink bottles with holes in them. So let me show you how it is done.
So basically you heat up the screwdriver till it's red hot, and then after that you just poke holes at the bottom. I usually poke round the base of it so that it's nice and even, and then when you cut the drink bottle, I usually cut it at about 1 to 2 centimeters from the thickest part of the bottle, and then just cut it round. As you cut it round, you want to push your scissors a little bit more towards the thick part so that it's nice and round and perfect when it's done. So simple.
So now you know how I have made this container. Let's proceed with getting them in from here, inside here. Very, very simple. So I'm going to put 3 out on. These are not new containers, by the way. I have had used them before. So yeah, this one has a little bit of media in there. So very simple. This is using my all-in-one potting mix. If you are unfamiliar with it, I'll put the description below. Yes, my all-in-one potting mix can be used for anything. Seedlings, bigger size plants, and this is mainly used for vivacious types. I put it in cattleyas as well, put it in oncidiums. For oncidiums, you shouldn't water so much. So yeah, if you're one of those people like me that doesn't water my plants very often, this is great because it holds water. Now, done. So it's about this much. Okay, it's about this line here. Then what do? Simple. Add water. Basically, I want to wet the media because once the plants go inside here, they're not going to get water, because what I want is for the plants to harden up, to get used to our environment out of the flask. So it's like you're taking it from a high dependency ward to a low dependency ward. Just bunch them up. I didn't count, so I'm just going to roughly just decide, divide this whole cluster, okay, into just 3 parts. I don't like to put them straight in compots because they haven't hardened up yet. The leaves are really soft. Some really small ones, I would like to keep them alive, because if you put them out in the open environment, the harsh extreme weather, even though it's spring here in Brisbane, it can kill them. So I want to keep and get as many plants alive as possible. And I found that this is an easy method because whatever the environment inside is high humidity, it is not too wet and not too dry. So you just poke them up straight like this. Done. And then we put the name tag, which is super important. Some people put the date behind. You can. I generally don't. It is because I like to use observation to decide when I will take these plants out and put them into compots. So yeah, I don't like to have a too hard and fast rule because orchids are living, and the best way to grow orchids is by observation. Okay, done. We cover the lid. So I call it the dome. All right. Yeah. So the plants are moist. The media is moist. So all it needs is to readjust. If it needs moisture, I'm sure it'll grow roots to go in. Normally, that's what the idea is. You want to force the plants to grow new roots and harden up for the open environment. So after this, we're going to put it into my cage with the rest of the babies. Let me show you. So this is I call it the cage. As you can see over there, I've got other seedlings that are acclimatizing. Basically, this is a guinea pig cage, and it's got a tray at the bottom. Therefore, there is some water and the humidity will rise. And that's it. I just pretty much let it sit there and do its thing.